In a turn of events that is, not mind-boggling to me. Anybody with eyes could have seen this coming, man. It looked like the Browns is cleaning house. And it looked like Andrew Berry probably finna keep his damn job because Jimmy Haslam see the buffoonery that is going on in his city and within his organization. That is these offensive linemen not blocking for Shedeur. I mean, it is getting so bad. I mean, I've done so many videos now at this point exposing these offensive linemen. It should be criminal, bro. Straight criminal what they doing to Shedeur at this point.
Really, really good job. Proud of you.
Cool.
Really, really nice job.
You're not fully proud, kinda.
I'm
kinda proud.
Look, for your first time, it was a perfect no, but you made plays, you operated, like, so it's just stacking.
I love when you tell the facts, do you? No, but it's okay. It's okay.
Listen, you did a nice job, okay? So just take what you learned from tonight, apply it to the joint practices, and in the next preseason game. All right?
You were the real player now. I'm gonna bring that sauce to you.
I know you will. I know you will. Really good job. That's a great start.
The Browns just made a move that has the entire NFL world shook. Andrew Berry is cutting linemen left and right, and here's the insane part. Shadeur Sanders just faced the highest pressure rate in NFL history. We're talking 48% pressure on a single game, the worst any quarterback has seen since ESPN started tracking this stat in 2009. Mel Kiper is sounding the alarm. Fans are livid, and meanwhile, gym teachers and journeymen are out here protecting a generational talent. This isn't just bad football, this is a civil rights violation, and I'm about to expose every single layer of this disaster. Buckle up, because what I'm about to show you is going to blow your mind. So let me paint you the full picture, because this is one of those stories where the more you dig, the worse it gets for Cleveland's front office. Shadeur Sanders walks into that press conference after the Chicago game, and reporters are all over him about his completion percentage. He's sitting at what, 20 points lower than his college numbers? Everyone's wondering what's going on with the golden boy from Colorado. And Shedeur, being the professional he is, takes it on the chin. He talks about adjustments, learning the NFL game, getting better each week. But then Tommy Rees steps up to the podium the next day, and suddenly we're getting a completely different story. And this is where your alarm bells should be going off. First, let's talk about what Rees actually admitted. When asked about the operational problems during the game, those moments where Shedeur looked confused at the line, where plays were coming in late, where the offense looked completely out of sync, Tommy tries to brush it off as weather issues. Headset goes out, there's some things there when it's real cold. Wait, hold up. The headset goes out in an NFL game in 2024? We've got technology that can review every blade of grass on the field in 4K, but we can't keep a quarterback's headset working in cold weather? Come on, man. This is the same league that plays games in Green Bay, Buffalo, and Minnesota every single winter. Cold weather headset issues? That's the excuse we're going with? But it gets worse, or worse depending on how you look at it. Then Rees says, and I quote, "We just got to be better as a collective group. There's not one person at fault, there's not one player at fault, one coach at fault." Oh, so now it's a collective problem. But when Shadeur's completion percentage is down, when the offense isn't scoring, when drives are stalling out, that's all on the rookie quarterback, right? That's what the media's been saying for weeks. But when it comes to wrong plays getting called, suddenly it's everybody's fault and nobody's fault at the same time?
And who does the team have left to take reps during the games? The Browns starting five for young quarterback Shedeur Sanders this past Sunday in Chicago was about to close to the worst-case scenario as it gets the NFL. Cleveland opened the game with journeymen, so they still got journeyman blocking for Shedeur, man. Cam Robinson at left tackle, Joe Patino at left guard, Luke Wembley at center, Devin Jenkins at right guard, and KT Livingston at right tackle. Rookie Garrett Dillinger entered the game as the backup center and wound up selling Jenkins after he left the game with shoulder injuries. Every one of those offensive linemen outside of Limo either joined the team late or opened the season in a reserve role.
So now let's talk about what's really happening behind the scenes, because this is where it gets juicy. Jimmy Haslam is finally seeing the buffoonery that's been going on in his organization, and you know what? He's starting to clean house. The Browns have been signing new players all week long, and when you sign new players, guess what has to happen? You gotta cut players. It's simple mathematics, and that's exactly what we're seeing now. The headline reads, Browns cut rookie linemen in a baffling move that has fans livid. Now, some fans are mad because they don't understand the bigger picture, but let me explain what's actually going down. Andrew Berry is being forced to make moves. This isn't optional anymore. The organization knows they messed up. They know they sent Shedeur into battle with the worst possible protection in the modern NFL era. And now they're scrambling to fix it before this kid's career gets derailed before it even starts. Let me tell you who was protecting Shedeur against the Bears. Pay close attention to these names. Cam Robinson at left tackle, a journeyman who joined the team late. Joel Bitonio at left guard, solid player, but he can't do it alone. Luke Whippler at center, okay. Zach Zinter at right guard, another late addition. And Jedrick Wills at right tackle, who's been inconsistent at best. Wait, I need to correct that because it actually gets worse. The actual starting five was even more chaotic. They had Cam Robinson, Joel Bitonio, Luke Whippler, Devin Jenkins at right guard, and KT Livingston at right tackle. Then rookie Garrett Dillinger had to come in as the backup center and ended up spelling Jenkins after he left with a shoulder injury. You see what I'm saying? These aren't the guys who started the season as the first-string offensive line. Most of these dudes either joined the team late in the year or opened the season in reserve roles. That means Shedeur is out there getting protected by third-stringers, practice squad call-ups, and journeymen who were probably coaching high school football a few years ago. I'm calling them gym teachers, and I'm not even exaggerating that much. This is insane. This is a top draft pick, a generational talent, and you're surrounding him with this? Come on, Cleveland, do better. Now, here's where the controversy really heats up, and I want you to stay with me because this is important. There are whispers, and I'm talking whispers from people who know what's going on inside that locker room, that some of these offensive linemen might not even be giving 100%. I'm not saying they're sabotaging the kid, but when you watch the tape, when you see how certain blocks are being missed, when you see the effort level, it raises questions. You got Jerry Jeudy out there looking like he dipped his hands in a bucket of lube before the game. Can't catch passes that are hitting him right in the numbers. Is that on Shedeur? Absolutely not. But you know who gets blamed when the offense sputters? The quarterback. Every single time. And let's talk about the sneak dissing. There have been reports of offensive linemen making comments about Shedeur's play style, about him being a celebrity quarterback, about all this outside noise. But here's what I want to know. If you're an offensive lineman and you're getting cooked every single week, maybe you should focus on your job instead of worrying about what your quarterback is doing off the field. Just saying. But here's the twist that a lot of people aren't talking about, and this is where I'm going to defend Shedeur, because the facts are on his side. Despite all of this chaos, despite facing historic pressure, despite having receivers who can't catch and linemen who can't block, Shedeur is still making plays. He's still delivering accurate passes while getting demolished. He's still showing the poise and composure that made him the top pick in the first place. That's not a bust. That's not a quarterback who can't handle the NFL. That's a warrior who's being failed by his organization. Mel Kiper gets it. He came out and said the Browns need to prioritize the offensive line in the 2025 draft. Not just add a piece here or there. Prioritize it. Make it the top focus. Because as Kiper said, we see good offensive line play. It impacts everything. And he's absolutely right. When you have a clean pocket, everything else opens up. Your receivers have time to get open, your quarterback can go through his progressions, your run game starts working. It's the foundation of everything an offense does. Without it, you get what we're seeing in Cleveland, complete and total dysfunction. Now let me tell you what needs to happen moving forward, because this is critical. The Browns have multiple first-round picks coming up. Some people are saying they should draft another quarterback. Let me be very clear about this. That would be the dumbest decision in franchise history. You don't need another quarterback. You need to build around the one you have. Use those first-round picks on elite offensive linemen. Get Shedeur a left tackle who can actually protect his blind side. Get him a right guard who can hold up against NFL pass rushers. Invest in the offensive line. Invest in weapons. Bring in a legitimate #1 receiver who can actually catch the football. Some analysts are even suggesting the Browns should package picks to trade for established stars. Imagine if they could swing a deal for someone like Justin Jefferson. I know it sounds crazy, but that's the level of talent Shedeur needs around him, not practice squad receivers who can't hold on to the ball. And here's what really grinds my gears about this whole situation. There are people in Cleveland who want Andrew Berry fired. They're calling for his head, saying he's failed as a GM. But hold up, if it weren't for Andrew Berry, the Browns wouldn't even have Shadeur Sanders right now. This might be Berry's best draft class in a long time. The picks he made could end up being generational. The problem isn't the drafting. The problem is the offensive line was neglected for way too long, and now they're paying the price. Even local radio is picking up on this. 92.3 The Fan in Cleveland had a whole segment about this. One of the hosts said, "I'm leaning towards using the first-round picks on an offensive lineman and a wide receiver and giving Shadeur Sanders 17 games next year to show whether or not he can do it at this level." And you know what? I respect that take. Give the kid actual NFL-caliber talent around him and then judge him. Because right now, this isn't a fair evaluation. This is like asking someone to win a race while their legs are tied together.
Kiper is noticing, y'all. This is what Mel Kiper said yesterday. This right here is crazy. So Mel Kiper said this. Mel Kiper stated, Mel Kiper is urging the Browns to prioritize protecting Shedeur Sanders in the 2026 NFL Draft. What did I tell y'all the other day? What did I tell y'all? I've been telling y'all this. And it's crazy because now 92 The Fan is speaking about this. I was one of the first people to tell y'all.
But then another host brought up a great point. Are you willing to keep Andrew Berry employed to do so? And the response was golden. I don't trust Andrew to pick the next quarterback. And the other guy goes, yeah, there you go. See, even the local media understands that the primary areas of need, offensive line and wide receiver, have been Andrew Berry's blind spots. He hasn't drafted well at those positions historically. So can he suddenly figure it out now? That's the million-dollar question. But here's what I think is really going on, and this is where we need to talk about the business side of things. Jimmy Haslam is building a new stadium. They need fans excited. They need butts in seats. They need jersey sales. And right now, Shadeur Sanders is their golden ticket to making all of that happen. Love him or hate him, Shedeur brings hype. He brings attention. He brings eyeballs. The Browns are going to use that hype in every way possible to build momentum for this new stadium project. It's just smart business. But here's the thing. If they don't protect their investment, if they let this kid get battered and broken behind a terrible offensive line, all that hype goes away real quick. Nobody wants to watch a generational talent get his career destroyed by organizational incompetence. So, the pressure is on Andrew Berry. The pressure is on the coaching staff. The pressure is on Jimmy Haslam to open up that checkbook and make the necessary moves. Because if they don't, this entire experiment is going to blow up in their faces. And let's be real for a second. Shedeur deserves better than this. I don't care what team you root for. I don't care if you're a Shedeur fan or not. Nobody wants to see a young quarterback's career get ruined because the people around him failed to do their jobs. The talent is there, the arm is there, the mental toughness is clearly there, because anybody else would have folded under this kind of pressure by now. What's missing is the support system. Fix the offensive line, get this man some legitimate weapons, let him cook with actual ingredients instead of asking him to make a gourmet meal with scraps. Because right now, what we're watching in Cleveland is borderline criminal. The Department of Justice Shedeur Sanders Civil Rights Division needs to get involved because this young man's rights to a fair chance in the NFL are being violated week after week. I'm not even joking. So, here's what I want to know from you guys watching this. Do you think Andrew Berry can turn this around? Do you trust him to make the right picks and build a proper offensive line? Or should the Browns clean house completely and start fresh? And more importantly, how long should Shedeur have to suffer through this before we start questioning whether Cleveland is even the right place for him? Drop your thoughts in the comments. I want to hear everything you're thinking about this situation. Are you Team Shedeur? Do you think the Browns can fix this? Or is this franchise cursed to waste another generational talent? Look, at the end of the day, the Browns are at a crossroads. They can either commit to building around Shadeur Sanders the right way, or they can keep doing what they've been doing and watch this entire thing fall apart. The choice is theirs. But one thing's for sure, Shedeur has already proven he's got what it takes. Now it's time for the organization to prove they can match his level. If you made it this far, you're a real one. Make sure you hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications because I'm dropping videos daily on this Browns situation. The drama's just getting started and you don't want to miss a single update. Until next time, shake the haters off. I'm out.